The financial analysis and negotiations, right? That's the next big piece. So you're going to get like a first pass. That's kind of what we think about it as. You get your admin fees, your medical, your workers' comp. If somebody's coming in and they're just giving you like, hey, we're giving you all of our discounts on admin fees and all that, well, then that's kind of like, I don't know. It's like kind of why? Why are you giving us all these discounts? Is it because you're lacking in sales right now? Is it because there's an issue you're having? Like, is there something that the world knows that I don't know? Why are you just giving this away? Because the PEOs, they come up with their pricing for their admin. And honestly, it's worth it. If you've ever, trust me, like as a broker, I've broken apart doing Cobra, doing the FSA, doing the HSA, doing Section 125, and then doing a ERISA wrap document. And there's so much work involved in managing all the little pieces. And I'm just talking about some of the benefits. I'm not talking about 401k, having the ERISA bonds, having the all these different things that you need in order to manage these different benefits and stay in compliance with IRS, with the state, with local. There's so many different things you got to do. So somebody comes in with hot sales breath and they're just like, hey, I got a discount. You got to do this now. Beware. Like, right. We want to step back. That's another reason why, like, if you do work with somebody who partners with PEOs, they can help protect you from some of that noise. Now, some of the information that you're going to want to look at. If you're a tech company, workers' comp is not going to be that big of a deal. It'll be like $5,000 to $10,000, maybe even $20,000, $30,000, depending on like the size of your group. But I think about this as almost more of a pass through. Even if it was 10%, it's like plus or minus $1,000. That's not the more exciting part. The more exciting part is, what are you going to do for my insurance? What type of benefits are you going to give me that allow me to have access to Aetna or UHC or Kaiser or both, or Blues, Florida Blue, access to carriers that I normally would not have access to because I'm a small group, and because maybe, hey, I don't know, I'm a multi-state employer, I'm in so many different states, I don't know who wants what where. The PEOs do. So the medical insurance piece is super important. Also, we want to see, do we want to work with a PEO that has multiple carrier options? If so, well, how do they do the education and actually teach your employees which plans are right for them? Because the last thing you want to do is come up with some complicated benefit strategy, and all of a sudden you look outside your door and there's just a long line of people not working, not being productive, confused after 3 benefits enrollment meetings where they're just like, I still don't know what the plan is. I don't understand it. I have this one thing going on. How do I roll it over? All those things, super important for you to like dial back and say what works for us. So medical, that's the most important piece, in my opinion. Admin fees, that's the next piece. Understanding this is super important. Are they charging a percentage of payroll, or are they doing a straight admin fee? Personally, I don't think it matters which model they use. They're going to get to their number either way. Now, when you're doing this type of analysis, you want to really understand, like, with the admin fees, if it is a per employee per month fee, what are you getting for it? Is it more technology? Is it more service? Is there service items a la carte? You'll start to hear some of these proposals. This is where the sales teams, they start to get a little bit slick and they start talking about what the competitors do. I personally say this: hey, if you don't work at the company, you can't speak to it. I don't care if you work there. I've worked at all the largest. I've worked at ADP. I worked at Paychex. I worked at TriNet, and I still lean on my reps and the contract, right? And I ask my clients to walk through and ask certain questions because I have general knowledge. But at the end of the day, the relationship's going to be between you and the PEO, or you and the carrier. My job is to help you find which one's the right one and warn you of all the things as we talk through the actual buying process. So if you're going it alone, really want to make sure anytime you're like talking to a sales team, the best of the best, they'll invite you, go talk to our competitors. If you want to know more about how ADP works, you should chat with the ADP rep and ask them these questions. They might give you some questions to ask, right? But again, you want to be wary of those types of conversations in the sales process. Pre-tax strategy, you want to know, hey, if we're getting billed for admin fees, what's the pre-tax strategy? How does that affect us? Which states do we have to have our own accounts in? What do you do as the PEO versus not? Right. So these are some of the details where, depending on your industry, depending on your setup, this can be super important. Now, once you've gone through all of this information, you want to go to the pricing adjustments. Now you want to pitch to them. And look, here we have, again, like the time, the days. This is one day you should go through this. This is your meeting with your sales rep and maybe even their manager, or maybe your manager, the broker, and the sales rep. Personally, our team, we do this with our clients. If they ask us to do it for them because we're their brokers, then we'll let them know where things are at and give them an update, and you can be as involved as you want to be. But in the background, a lot of things are happening, right? We want to look at more information. How do we benchmark against the other vendors? If it's Blue Shield or say Aetna you want, and the PEOs have Aetna, are we higher, lower than the open market rates? What do the plans look like just on the small group, just so that we have the law of averages, the law of large numbers in our favor? That's how insurance kind of is built. So then are we over under? Does the PEO even make sense? Because again, if our goal is we want to get better benefits at a better cost, and it's more expensive on the PEO than it is on the open market, then you're not really getting that. Then it's streamlining benefits operations. Then it's streamlining your ben admin system. Then it's, hey, there's other things in the PEO we think are important to look at, and that's going to dictate what we negotiate on, right? So let's go down further. Employee benefit strategy session and see how we can be helpful in any way. All right, take care.